Hello my dear students, welcome back to another session of computer application class. So yesterday we have learned about the different types of streams in Java programming or input in Java programming. So and the category of streams we already have seen, which are the classification. I hope you understood with example. So today we are going to learn about the system class, which is providing by the Blue Java application or Blue Java software. So the system class, it's regarding input and output statement which we are using while doing the Java program. So which are the input and output commands commonly we are using while writing the Java programming, that we can see. So that is very familiar to us because we have many programs examples already have seen, and the number of input commands are there and also the output commands. So which are the output commands we are using to getting the input and output while writing a Java program, that we can see. So the first command we are going to explain, which is the output command we are using in the Java program. So of course we know that is system.out.println. So system.out.println, the name or command itself giving the meaning. So out it is represented by getting output. Println means print line. So println, so by using this combo, that means out.println, we need to print the output or to display. Print means something we are typing or something we are entering, the entered content should be print on the output screen. So that is the meaning of this system.out.println. So three sections will be in this command, that is first part is system, the second will be separated with the dot, it's out, the third one is a println. System is a system command that is represented by system class. Okay, so system class is, it's apart from the Java programming, and the next will be out. Out it is represented by output, console output. Okay, so the next one is after giving or inputting inputting something, that inputted value should be sent to the output screen. That means we need to display the output screen, so that we are using output. So that is represented by out. The next one is a println. Println command is used to the inputted command. We need to display the output device or output screen, that should be printed. Okay, so for printing purpose we are using one print command, that is called as a println. Ln is represented by line, println, print line, system.out.println. So this is the console output command which we are commonly using while writing a Java program. Okay students, the next we can go for the console input option. So console input option means for inputting. So different types of commands we are using to input while writing a Java program. So we already know the user wants to, so we are allowing the user to input something. So the programmer also, they can fix the value to the variable or any storage classes. So instead of that, we can suggest the user should enter the value, or which is using the developed program or implemented program, the person or the user can be able to input the value. So if they wanted to input the value, we need to give the proper command. So that is called as an input command, or we can tell it's console input command. So there are two types of console input commands we are using for while writing the Java program. So which are the commands we can see. The first command, of course you know that the previous many examples I have given. So when you observed, I don't know, it's there is one inputting commands we are using, that is called as a scanner. The speciality of the scanner command, while before starting the program, we have to import the packages from the system file. Import Java application supporting files we need to import from the Java library. So there itself, apart from the import command, we are giving the scanner option. Import java.util.scanner. The scanner is represented by input command. So the scanner is we are getting from the system library. So we already know how can we use the scanner or input command. So here I have written the scanner. The scanner is an input command. The console input command. The scan is a variable. So which variable we are going to use to input the value to or store the value, the represented variable we are using. So that is related to system. So scan equal to new scanner system.in. So new scanner means we are allocating a space for the variable. So one particular variable we already have declared to store the value or to store the input value, or either character or numerical or any kind of values. So if you wanted to store the value to the variable, you have to provide the memory for the variable. Okay, so for allocating the memory for the given variable, we are using the new command. So new is creating a new space for the variable, and scanner for inputting, and system.in. So this is input command. System.in means input, console input. So this is one type of input statement which we are using while writing the Java program. So this is a new version, the recent version of Java program, Blue Java, and one more option will be there, one more input command that you are not studied and we are not used in the programming. So that is which is the textbook you are at present you are having, that is Kalyani publication. So their programs, when you observe the program, there we can see the lengthy input statement that is called as buffered reader variable equal to new buffered reader new input string. So that is another type of inputting. So both are similar statement, the appearance of the statement or the procedure or writing method or syntax or the name of the commands, everything will be different, but the intention of both the command will be exact same or similar. So that means both input console statement is used to inputting the value. For inputting the value, or the user will allows to input the value to the given variable. For that purpose only we are using these two input statement, that is called as a buffered reader statement and a scanner statement to input console statement. So here in the system class is belongs to read and write will be there, and also println and input command, input and output command. The input and output, in other words we can tell, when we are using a stream concepts, there we are using writing or read, or that means system.out.write, system.in.read. So like that we can use it. So either when we are using stream option, streams only for characters, the related to string or character, that's why we are using, or it is represented by files, so that we are using the read function and a write function apart from the commands. The next one is common commands for console input and console output. For that purpose we are using the common command or statement is known as a system.out.println and also buffered reader command and also scanner command for the inputting section. So these are the console input and output command which we are using in the Java programming language. Okay. So the next we are going to learn about the different types of errors in the Java programming. So definitely we already know no one can do the perfect program. So while writing a program or while typing a program or while giving the comments or contents or statements, sometimes may or may not be the mistake has happened. Okay, so this mistakes or fault is called as a errors of a program. Okay, while writing the program or during the execution of a program or during writing the program or compilation of program, different types of errors will be occurs. So this kind of mistakes, some small, maybe in a small mistakes, maybe we are unable to find out the mistake. So this all the mistakes is called as a errors. So in the Java programming or Blue Java programming, we can see the number of errors will be there. The different kinds of 4 to 5 or 6 to 7 types of errors will be there. So here we are going to learn which is the common errors we are able to see while writing the program or during the execution of a program or during the compilation of a program. So that which are the errors we can see. So the common errors in the Java programs are classified into 3 types. It will be, the first one is errors in Java. The first one is syntax error. Syntax error. The second one is logical error. Logical errors. The third one is three types of errors we are seeing during the during writing the program or while writing the Java program. The first error will be called as syntax error. The second one is a logical error. The third one is known as a runtime error. So which is represented by each error section. We can see the first we can go for the syntax error. So this syntax error is also called as a syntactical or compilation error. That means this kind of errors we are able to see during the compilation of program. So during the compilation of program means the first step after completion of typing the program source code, the first step we are compiling the program, or the process is compilation. So what do you mean by compilation? Compiling is a converting the user code to the computer understanding format. At the same time they are finding the grammatical mistakes which are the statement we have given. For example, example for the syntax error will be improper uses of keywords. The first will be improper uses of keywords. Improper uses of keywords, what it means? It means the example I will tell. So here public class static or public static void main function declaration we have given. So when we are typing, when I am typing the public, I just forgot to give I. That means instead of this is our keyword public. Okay. So while writing or while typing, I just miss I. That means it's a spelling mistake. So this spelling mistake will be considered as a syntax error. That means we can tell it's a writing method. Each and every commands or every statement in the Java programming is having their own writing method will be there. So that method will be already how fixed. It's a constant. So that we should be follow. So some rules and regulations will be there. So that rules and regulations we should be follow. If you are not ready to follow means that will be become a syntax error. So sometimes we already know in the every Java statement should be end with the terminating statement. That is called as semicolon. Without semicolon, if you end with any statement, the Java compiler that does not compile. They did not compile the particular statement. That means it will not execute it. After execution only we will get the output. If you are not given the terminating statement, the statement is not considered and they won't execute or they won't compile. If it is not compiled, we will not get the output. Okay, so this is a type of syntax error. Statement missing or improper uses of keyword and case mismatch. Case mismatch or data type mismatch. For example, we have declared integer A. Integer A means we are able to store only numerical value to the A variable. But if you are trying to enter while executing the program or while running the program, if you are trying to enter the character value to the variable, the compiler they won't allow, because the variable, the type of the variable will be integer, only you can enter the numerical value. So instead of numerical, if you are trying to enter character, the data type is mismatch, case mismatch will be there. That is a data type mismatch. That is a type of syntax error. And case mismatch means if you are using the variable, I have declared a variable character capital N M. Okay, so this is my variable capital N name. Okay, so after completion, so while running the program or while writing the program, after 3 or 4 statement, the same variable I wanted to use it again and I have used a small letter. Okay, so when we are saying these two variables, both will be same spelling and same name. But there is a difference. Here we have used cap letter. Here we have used only small letter. So in the computer science, the computer programming, these two will be different. Because why? Because the ASCII value of the capital N and the ASCII value of the small letter N will be different. Because of that, the program controller will be recognized. Both will be different letters. So this is called as a case mismatch. So this case mismatch, semicolon missing or spelling mistakes of the keywords, this all will be considered as what is syntax error. So the violating the syntax of the given command or a given statement, that is called as a syntax error. So we can tell the grammatical mistakes which will be apart from the syntax error. So this is the first type of error. The second type of error is called as a logical error. The second error will be logical error. Okay. So logical error, so this kind of errors we are unable to find while or during the execution time or during the compilation time. So this logical errors, it's a different or it's a special category of errors. So this kind of errors can be found or detected by only the programmer. So who is developing the program or who is implementing the program, the only that computer programmer can able to detect this kind of error. So what do you mean by logical error? So logical error means there mistakes in a logical concept. For example, we already know the mathematics, actually computer science programming completely most of the programs will be belongs to mathematical problems, only solving the mathematical problems by using the computer. So the factorization or the matrix or any kind of, so the simple option will be, we can tell quadratic equation. So quadratic equation, so I have given one expression, using by the quadratic equation or formula you have to solve it. So the one more thing you have to remember, if you don't know the formula, you are unable to do the solving method. Okay, so that means the wrong method if you have used in the entire program, the program may or may not be, it will be working. If the syntax error is not there or runtime error is not there, the program properly working, but we will not get the exact or perfect output. Okay, if you wanted to see the perfect output, you have to give the perfect logic. So your thinking or your ideas, it's considered as a logic. So if your logic is proper, if your logic is correct, we will get the exact output. Okay, so here another simple example, very smaller classes and all, we already have studied to find the area of a circle or the circumference of a circle. We have used the two formula 2 pi r or pi r square. Okay, if you don't know the 2 pi r or pi r square, how you are able to find the circumference or area of a circle? It's definitely not possible. If instead of this formula, if you are using another formula, the program may or may not be, it will be working, but you will not get the exact answer. So that's why previously first itself I said this logical error can be detected by only the programmer. Programmer means who is doing the program or who is writing the program, only those person can able to find the error. So this is logical error. And one more thing, the logical error we cannot find during the compilation or during the runtime or during the while getting the syntax error. So another name of one more thing I forgot to tell, the syntax error is having one more name will be there, that is a compilation error. Why it is called as a compilation error? Because during the compiling time only the syntax error we are able to find, while writing we are unable to find. Okay, so after completion of typing the source code, we have to give the compilation process, request to the program controller to compile the program. So while doing this compilation process, we are able to find the mistakes. That's why it is called as a compilation error. During the compilation time, we can find. The logical error means it is not like that, it's a different type of error. The error will be only can detected by the user or the programmer. So the concepts of the program, it is related to that is. Okay, that means the concept of program or which formula we need to use, that and all we should know. So before starting the program or before implementing the program, how the program will be working, which are the commands we have to use, which are the formulas we need to apply. So these all should know the programmer. That means clearly aware about that is. Otherwise the logical error has come, we will not get the proper output. The last error type is called as a runtime error. Runtime error. So runtime error, it is a while running the program or during the running time we are getting some kind of errors, that is called as a runtime error. The first syntax error itself I given one example, data type mismatch. This data type, apart from the case mismatch, the data type mismatch will come, but the case mismatch we are able to find during the compilation time. But the data type mismatch that we are able to find or we can correct it during the runtime process. Okay, how it will be we can see. So integer a I have given, a equal to ab I have stored. Okay, so the variable will be, the type of the variable will be integer. We can store only the numerical value, but I have tried to store the character value. So this will be, the statement will be, the syntax and everything will be proper. The logic also correct, we can find. Okay, but while running, when the program control will be finding one small mistake, that is called as a data type mismatch, because the type of the variable will be integer, but the user trying to store the value will be character. So this character and integer, it's a mismatched option. Okay, character to character, numerical to numeric, or decimal to decimal, only that combinations we have to use it. Okay, so this kind of errors is known as a runtime error. And expressions, so some kind of expressions will be there. So for example, what do you mean by expression? Here a equal to b plus c. So this is we are using, but when we are using a mathematics, in the normal mathematics, manually we can consider a plus b plus c equal to a. Okay, so according to the manual processing, this both will be correct. But while doing the program, or while writing the Java program, the second statement is wrong. That it is not statement, it is expression. Okay, so the one formula or one part of statement is called as expression. So this expression is wrong. According to our programming theory, this is called as a right statement. Why? Because before doing any calculation, first we should provide the space to store the result. That is called as A. A is a space to store the result. After that, you have to allocate the memory for the result. Then you have to do the calculations or any other kind of processing. Okay, so that's why this expression will be correct. So this is also a type of runtime error. This kind of runtime error is called as a semantic error. This kind of error is called as a semantic error. So these are the major three types of errors we can see while writing the Java program. The first one is syntax error, logical error, and also the runtime error. The syntax error, during the compilation time we are able to recognize. That means that different kinds of improper uses of keywords or spelling mistakes or statement missing. These all the types of errors we can consider as a syntax error or compilation error. So only the compilation time we are able to find the syntax error. The second one is a logical error. So the logical error means the mistakes, we are making a mistakes while writing the program. That is a concept. So which logic we are using, the logic itself wrong. So that kind of error is known as a logical error. And the speciality will be the logical error. The system cannot be find the logical error. That kind of errors detected by only the programmer. So the programmer can find the error or detect the error, and they should change the concepts, the formula. So which formula we are using, the proper uses of formula or clear right formula. So that and all problem solving, while solving the problems and all the logical errors may occur. Okay, so that kind of errors is called as a logical error. The last but not the least, runtime error. So the runtime error, during the runtime we are able to find errors, some kind of data type mismatch and expression mismatch, the expression error. So this kind of expression error, or it is called a semantic error. So runtime, what kind of errors? So why it is called as a runtime error? So after running the program, we are trying to enter some inputting value. After inputting the value, some kind of errors we are able to find it. So that is called as a runtime error. So this error will be after inputting the value only we are able to find it. Okay, so that's why it is called as a runtime. So when we are inputting the value, after running the program. Okay, so before that we are unable to find this expression error or a data type mismatch error. This and all we are unable to find while writing the program or before compilation of program and all. It's not possible. So while running or during the runtime we are able to find this kind of errors. That's why it is called as a runtime error. So this expression error is called as a semantic error. The improper uses of the expression is called as semantic error. So these all will be detected by the runtime process while running the program. So these are the different types of errors we are using while doing the Java programming and all. So students, this is the end of the chapter. So the next chapter will be, we can go for the mathematical and library functions. This is input in Java. The chapter will be completed the notes and all. I'll send it later. The next chapter will be the next class itself. We can start it, and as early as possible we need to use it. And one more thing I wanted to remind you, the input in Java program in this lesson is having many programming examples are there. So many programming examples means it's a very small programs only. So each program will be related programs, only the number of statements, 1 or 2 statements will be vary. So this number of programs I will attach one copy, that means already files will be, the file will be attached, and you have to take printout or you can write in your classwork. The lesson number you have to mention, and the programming exercise you can mention, and below that the program 1, program 2. So number of 10 to 12 programs are there. So that you can, for reference purpose you can use, and also those who are having computer and the relevant software, you are able to practice also. Okay students, so I hope you understood today's class. So further clarification will be there, you can contact me. Thank you students, have a nice day.